What's going on, everybody? It's Zach here. Today is February 11th, 2025, and this is our second session of our first mesocycle for our fat loss phases. There will be some maintenance mixed in, but mostly fat loss phases leading up to our show in August. So we're just warming up here. We'll see in a second. I switch up the grip. I got like halfway through this warm-up set, and I was like, I remember I was supposed to go wider on these and see if it feels better, and I will happily report that it felt better. So it was pretty chilly this morning, maybe like 38, 39 degrees, something like that, whenever I got out and did my workout here. And man, it was amazing. This was an incredible session. It was like, I don't know, the combination of, I worked out a little bit later today than I usually do. But we're going to pause right there and talk about this before we forget. So, markers of hypertrophy stimulus, legs, let's see here. Yesterday, we had that new leg session. Quads are pretty sore, maybe like 7 out of 10. Ish. They've been getting more and more sore throughout the day. I feel like flexing them like that underneath the desk here, I'm not feeling much, but when I was walking around today, or anytime I bent or squatted down to grab something, or yeah, I can definitely feel it. So they're nice and stimulated. I think I'll probably I'll add a set of Nordics. Do I want to do that? Yeah, let's do 3 sets of Nordic curls. We'll leave 2 sets of the deficit sumo deadlifts because my glutes, like the connection points for my, or the insertion points for my hamstrings and my glutes down near like the bottom of my hip bone are just insanely sore. Glutes are super duper sore, even upper glute. So those deficit sumo deadlifts are a great glute exercise if that's something you guys are interested in. So I'm going to leave those at 2 sets, and then we'll see how I feel after that next session. Reverse Nordics are going to go up because the quads are sore, but not super sore. Actually, you know what? We'll leave it at 2 sets because we did that horrible set of high bar back squat during that session yesterday that just felt like trash. I think everything was just so pumped that it was hard to get into a good squat with the bar on my back. It just felt weird. So we're going to do those body weight squats. We'll do 2 sets of the body weight squats. I think that'll probably do a lot better, especially with the heels super elevated like that with those lifting shoes and that steep grade on our driveway here. I think that'll do well for the quads there. Calves are barely sore. I got 3 or 4 out of 10, so we're going to do 3 sets there. Which, man, going out for a second session after leg day, I don't know, man. I'm like, I might have to switch that up a little bit. I mean, calf raises are easy, but it honestly just is a little bit of a nuisance going back out and having to do that, especially because I do a lot of like running around throughout the day, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll do 3 sets. I mean, whatever. I'll stop bitching and complaining about it, I guess. But let's see. Incline bench here. So main notes from today's session. Like I said, super duper great session on these incline benches here. Widening the grip out made it less weird for the elbows. Felt like a lot more stable position to press off of, so I really like that. And then on this movement, I'm just focusing on keeping the scapulae retracted. Whenever I get my back on the bench back there, that's your shoulder blades, bringing them down and back, and then kind of having a nice flat surface to press off of is what I'm talking about with that scapular retraction there. And then another thing is it can be a little uncomfortable depending on the degree in which you do it. But trying to kind of like force a little external rotation with your hands when you're benching, almost like you're trying to bend the bar, can also help you kind of lock in and really engage your chest on it. So if barbell bench press, incline or not, if you're not really feeling it, that might be something worth trying. It's especially when it gets closer to like the end of the set and I'm starting to feel really fatigued in the triceps and the anterior deltoids and the pecs and all that stuff. I'll start to do that, cue that external rotation, and that tends to help out a little bit. So just a little bit of stuff there on that incline bench, slight incline bench I might add, not too crazy there. But we're moving over to those dumbbell shoulder presses here. I love this exercise for shoulders. It's so much more, I honestly feel this way more in my shoulders than I did the barbell overhead press. I mean, the overhead presses, I definitely feel them, but I think because I can get, like if you look, if I had a barbell, I just can't get that bar path because it would, be like chopping through my head. It's just a great path, huge, like the fullest range of motion I could basically get here on my shoulders, dropping it all the way down and tapping for a second. Just that gentle tap that I talk about, just tap it in, just tap it in. If you get that movie reference, go ahead and put that in the comments. But yeah, when you come on down, same thing with bench, just get that cold metal onto your skin. Once you feel it there, just rest there for a second and press back up. And that'll help you prevent yourself from resting at the bottom of the movement. So, what notes do we have here on the shoulder press? Yeah, super duper burn. What did I write in the actual logbook here? Holy deltoid is what I wrote down in the logbook. So these are toasty, especially once you get in the upper rep range here. So I'm not really mentioning rep numbers because I usually do that when I'm comparing microcycle to microcycle, leg day to leg day in a training block. That's when I kind of compare those numbers. But I did want to go back. Oh, of course, I pulled my pen out. I had it saved in here. I wanted to look at how I did on barbell incline bench in the past. I have barbell bench from May, the beginning of May 2024. I was doing 130 pounds on flat bench for 10, 10, and 8. And then I'm doing incline here. It's just not really comparable. And especially because I would imagine my technique is probably much more strict and hypertrophy focused now than it was back then. But now I did 115 on that 15-degree incline. I got 13, 11, 9. And that's at 3 RIR. So that one I mentioned in May was also 3 RIR, but not directly comparable. But I would say I'm definitely stronger now than I was. What is that? It's like 9 months ago, 8.5, 9 months ago. Definitely much stronger. I'm really excited to drop at least a decent amount of this fat off so that I can see what things are looking like, because I'm pretty sure I put on some good size here. So kind of burned through those dumbbell shoulder presses there. It was only 2 sets, but it definitely did the trick. How perturbed are my push day muscles feeling? Let's see. Yeah, triceps are pretty jankety. They definitely feel like stop flexing me. Chest for sure is perturbed. Anterior deltoids are fried. Side delts? Yeah, side delts are definitely feeling it too. They feel a little slow to react. So that's good. Those are good stuff. And like I said, I'm not surprised actually by that, because this session was incredible. It was like the right combination of had enough food already in the day, felt nice and satiated, plus very well hydrated. Sleep last night wasn't great. I got woken up for about 45 minutes to an hour. Had a little a little alarm I had to take care of, but you know, those kinds of things happen. You roll with it. Try not to lose your mind. But yeah, felt really good that having enough energy, and then also taking pre-workout, getting a bunch of caffeine and all those other beta-alanine and all those other good old stimulant kind of compounds in there. Now, overhead tricep extensions, what do we have to say about these guys? It's the same movement. I've been doing it for a while now, and so I would imagine this will probably be the mesocycle where I see that it's starting to get a little bit stale. We'll probably want to swap it out. So I would imagine my next training block is probably not going to have overhead tricep extensions in it. Next mesocycle, that is. That's the accumulation weeks, like 5 weeks of accumulating, working up in intensity or volume or whatever you're going to overload in, and then the one deload week at the end of it to drop your fatigue off. That's the mesocycle. So that's how we're looking here, folks, on the push day. The only thing we have left after we do these glorious tricep extensions is a set of deficit push-ups. Got those 45-pound plates on the ground. I don't know what those are, maybe 2 inches, 2.5 inches, something like that. Gives us just a few more inches of range of motion. You see I'm getting my chest all the way down to the ground. Huge stretch. Let me see. It looks like I'm going a little bit fast, though, actually. Yeah, I mean, all the muscles involved in these reps right now are pretty much locally fatigued, just about to the max. I mean, I could probably, I'm at 3 RR, so I could go harder, but, it's just it's kind of like, it's the same kind of concept with the, those body weight squats on the leg day. Just everything's pre-fatigued, do these, squeeze out the last bit of stimulus, but, don't go too crazy. So that's going to be it, guys. I'm going to see you tomorrow in the pool day video, but I hope you all have a good one. I'll see you later.